I think I put my stuff on now. Talking away like a dickhead. My microphone was off. My hair looks a mess. And I presume I am on. Do you know I'm only presuming I am on live. Why is it saying that?
Massive shout out to Clary.
I'll be with you in a minute, Bobby. Sorry. I wondered why. Where are you? You were in and now you've gone. Carlos, good evening. Right. There you go, matey.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm a bit flustered now.
I think you are, aren't you? A bit all
Yeah.
over the place.
Do you know, I was miles away. I don't know where I was. When you phoned me, I thought, what's Bobby phoned me just on a Tuesday for?
That's because you confused last night's live with tonight's.
I have. I've got totally. I'm just on another plane, mate.
It don't matter, does it? It don't matter.
Oh, Noxie, that's okay. You don't have to apologise for not turning up. A note's good.
Hey, you're lucky, Noxie. We nearly didn't get Paul or me. He's running the outfit, and I'm waiting. I went on his channel. I thought, well, I normally just click on link, live in whatever minutes, and it's not there. So I thought I better ring him up. He says to me, "What day is it?" So hello, Clary. Hiya, Carlos.
I really do apologise. I was literally on a different planet. I think I was on the planet Zanussi. I'm not quite sure. Just going to move this screen a little bit. There you go.
I hope everything's all right, Noxie, mate. Your family first every time.
Yeah, family first.
So I hope everything's okay, mate. I mean that
in the chat.
So,
I'll let you start because I haven't got my head in gear yet, mate.
Deep breaths, take your time. It's Monday at 7. And
yeah,
we've all managed to get where we're meant to be at 7 o'clock on Monday.
Well, actually, I didn't do bad, did I? Because she didn't phone me till 3 minutes to.
I couldn't. I thought, well, he's usually. I can usually hear him in the back of my head saying,
yeah.
"You better bloody turn up."
That's the last thing I said last night was I hope Bobby turns up on time.
And, I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'll make sure I'm on time. And I couldn't find live. Anyway, we've got here. Yeah. I hope everybody's all right. And
just goes to show you, doesn't it?
I hope you had a good week last week, folks. Mine wasn't too bad. What about yours, Paul?
Mine was exceptional, mate.
A good week, yeah?
Yeah. It's the best week I've had for 20 years, a bit longer.
So good.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
If you did you not listen to me last night?
I did, but I didn't stay. I couldn't stay.
Okay.
But I was there. I was chatting.
I've actually found my father.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
And is it all? And it's all good. Have you met him?
No. He's 6 feet under, mate.
Oh, right.
He's 6 feet, and they're all in Denmark, so I can't meet anybody.
So have you discovered another bit of the family then?
Oh, Huggins.
Huggins.
Absolute. Do you know my Danish heritage? The people who do the trees on that over the pond there, they've got so much information, and the family I'm connected to have got Huggins of information to go all the way back to 1560. Unbelievable.
It is, aye.
There you go. We're not on about my.
That were Henry VIII's time.
Yeah.
Right back to when he created the church.
Yeah, it was right back to when they were raping and pillaging.
Well, I'll just set that right.
So
it's like I'm sat on floor there.
So yeah, we'll come off that because I was talking nearly an hour last night about it. And
right.
I felt
Okay.
a bit guilty afterwards because it was Chegg's update and I'm blathering away about.
And is there an update? Has he actually been in touch yet?
Yo, he phoned me 3 times yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
No, yeah, he's doing okay. He's just a bit bored because it's not a lot happening.
He'd come away from furniture job, hadn't he? And who were going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do
Yeah, I think he's
component.
he's doing a bit more educational there. Kels, hi, love. Sorry.
Hey, Kelsey.
I had a technical problem as well.
No, listen, Kelsey, you need to slap his legs. He sat watching Peter Levy on telly, and he's.
I wasn't. I bloody wasn't.
And he thought, sod that lot, I'm watching Peter Levy.
One thing I weren't doing is watching. I didn't even have my telly on anyway. I was sat at the computer. That's what I was doing.
So anyway, we got there. Yeah, I heard it. Levi were doing some kind of component assembling.
Yeah, I don't know what it's so much to do with switching and ditching and whatever.
Right.
You know, so
might be a bit, with soldering and all that business.
yeah, Kelsey. That's the easy answer to all technical problems. Is that you've got 2 easy answers. The first answer is reboot, unplug it, and plug it back in after 15 seconds. You've got to unplug it though. That's the thing.
Yes.
And plug it back in after 15 seconds. And if that doesn't help, you hit it with a hammer, and normally that'll help.
So you try and reset it first.
You don't go to the drastic one. You don't go to the second step till you've gone through the first step.
No. There's the old famous. I remember back in the day when I was learning about Microsoft, going back a long time, and there was the dreaded blue screen. Apparently, it's screen of death.
What a bloody nightmare!
Can you get back from that?
Yeah. Because you can. Yeah. I don't want to sound really, and I couldn't tell you now, but I don't want to sound real nerdy. I did do a lot of Microsoft's certification, and those blue screens, I could actually read it.
All right.
Can you remember the blue screens? It come up with blah blah blah, and then loads of code numbers and
that's right,
coded crap. Well, I could actually read them, so from the codes, I could see what the problem was.
Right.
I couldn't do it now because my head's somewhere else, something backside, I think. So I told my doctor last week.
Well, I back in the day, my friend built me my first computer, and he says I'm going back.
How did you do that with hammer and nails?
Well, there was a computer. He was into it there was a computer show at Elland Road, Leeds.
Yeah. Well,
and there was a computer show, and he says, "I'll tell you what, if you've got a bit of money, I didn't have a lot, so he says, we'll go down, and we'll buy the box first." So he got me this big bloody box, computer box. He says, "Then we'll get the motherboard, and we'll get the graphics card and the sound, and then we'll do it a bit at a time." And that's what we did. And then he installed Microsoft Windows 95 or something daft. It really early. Anyway,
my first Microsoft was 12 discs. The little small floppy discs you got.
DOS language.
Yeah, mine was MS-DOS. It was 12 discs.
Yeah. Well,
and then it updated to 95 after that.
He said to me, he says, "Look, it's always good every so often to format your computer just to clear everything off and start and put a new disk, and reinstall it with a disk." So I used to do that about every 6 months. But now it's so easy. You can reset.
You don't need to do it now because there's so much space.
I mean, on this computer, I've got a Windows 11, and you can just go in and it says, "Do you want to reset?" You can reset it all. And keep the files and keep files as well.
Yeah.
It's different altogether now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But you only need to reset if you get a problem.
Yeah.
A reset's a little bit of the hammer to smash a nut in it.
Right.
But there you go.
Anyway, that's just tech talk.
That's the technical bit. Gone.
So yes, Kelsey, switch it off and switch it back on again. I did that with that.
It's your lucky day.
There you go.
I did that with our kettle this week.
What's that?
It has a little light, our kettle.
Switched it off and switched it on again.
And little light won't switch. When you put it on, it light comes on. And it didn't do. So I thought, oh, it's buggered. So I checked wall switch, that were right. Tried it again, didn't happen. I know it plug had come out slightly, put it back in. So a bit of nonsense there, but that's this week.
Yeah, well, that's how you work it out. What it is, you start at the furthest point and work inwards.
Yeah.
So you know, if it's not the switch and the plug's plugged in, you take the plug out and check the
old fuse.
The fuse.
Yeah.
And then put that back in, and if it isn't that, then you make sure you've switched the bugger on to start with.
A lot of things now. I was thinking about this other day. You remember when you'd buy something new and there were no plug on it? You'd get a plug.
Yeah.
Now they all come with molded plugs. You can't even.
Yeah, so you can't bloody change the buggers. They're crafty sods, aren't they?
Yeah, you'd buy something, didn't you? And you think, oh, I haven't got a plug for it.
It's because we're a throwaway society, mate. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We chuck everything away. We don't care.
Well, I watched a program about your appliances like your washers, dishwashers, fridges, fridge freezers, even your TV, and they're only designed, you know, to sustain that standard for 2 years.
2 years, yeah. It's build and sling them.
That's if you wanted more, they'd say it costs more.
Yeah,
but it's just a throwaway world, like you say.
It is.
Everything's throwaway, isn't it?
Took everything away.
When my first wife, she took everything from me, and I thought to myself, that front house, which I missed. I got nothing, Paul, and you know
the feeling, mate.
She was holding on to bloody video recorder, TV, all this and other, and I thought it'll be worthless. Give it 6 months, that's worthless, because everything's beating price within 6 months, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You buy a computer tomorrow, and in 6 months' time they'll offer you a better one with their money. It's a fast moving world, isn't it?
It is. It is. We need to we do need to get back to fix. You know, you need to get back to fixing things.
You can't, apart from phones, which the phone shops, they'll take your phone and they'll fix it for you. But other than that, where do you go for stuff?
Yeah, there's not many people nowadays that
we've got an hardware shop in town, and it's you can take your vacuum in and he'll service it and all that. But you know, like you say, we've gone up days where you take it in cellar or wherever, get screwdrivers out and have a good look.
Yeah, you know,
because as I said, everything's molded, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all molded.
Because, you know, to get over the hassle of 2 hours work opening up something to get a new piece for it and put it in and all that, you might as well spend 150 quid and get a bloody new one and recycle the old one.
Yeah.
But half the people don't recycle the old one. They go and chuck it on the side of the road or somewhere.
Aye. Leave it outside. It's gone
in
there.
Hope somebody will nick it.
You're right, Carlos. Your sanity's worth more than the material things. It is. As you get older, you'll find that's a wise phrase to say.
It is.
And Kelsey, look, how can you change your fuse when they don't have the fuse in anymore? It's crackers, isn't it? I'm having a rant, aren't I, about old.
Well, most plugs have a fuse.
Mm.
I think the only ones that don't have a fuse are those silly 2-prong things that you have to put into a
like a shaver.
You know, like a shaver. They don't have things, but you can put them into a 3-pronged socket. So the 3-pronged socket should have.
She knows what she's doing, does Kelsey, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a new.
There you go, Kels. That's the way to do it, darling.
We got my wife. She says I'm a bit of an order, and we got a new vacuum cleaner. Well, Olden, were buggered. So I says I'm taking cable off it. 3 meters it was. She says, "What you want that for?"
You never know. It might be
you watch. £3 and and I'll have an extension med. So I went to
Yeah,
hardware shop, got a socket plug, and what is it?
yeah, I know what you mean. A 4-way thing.
So yeah, and I put one on one other end, and
Yeah.
I've got an extension cable. Well, that's what you're saying about we don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
Now I can go on Amazon now and get same thing for a tenner, but it costs me £3. Now she says, "Oh, you don't bother."
So it didn't just cost £3, did it? It cost you your time to make it and the time to go and buy the bits.
Yeah, but that's
it's
but is your time that valuable?
When you get to my age, mate, I can tell you that.
No, but it's a sense of achieving something and all, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's nice when you know I've made that, or do you know that type of thing?
Yeah. It's what we used to. You'd do regardless back in the day, wouldn't you? You'd do it. You'd no other choice. Things were too expensive to bloody start throwing stuff away. I'm way too tight to be replacing appliances.
My sentiments entirely.
You sound like Paul there. Look, I'm way too tight to be replacing appliances for the sake of the views.
Yeah, too right.
She's a tight Yorkshire lass.
I agree with her. It's
West Yorkshire lass is a fellow West Yorkshirean. Is that Kelsey?
Bobby's getting excited. Get away with you.
Yeah, well, she must be a good lass if she comes from West Yorkshire. They're all the best. They're all the best in West Yorkshire.
Well, yeah.
Hey, any Yorkshireman will do for me. You know.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I used to say to an old fellow when I worked at work, I used to say, "Hey up, Fred, what's up?" He'd say, "I'll sup with you anytime." That's what he used to say. And we used to have this thing with one at drivers, Yorkshire dialect. He was from Wakefield, and he used to come in yard, and he'd come in just before I started at 7 o'clock, and he'd be just up taking his curtains off his wagon, and he'd go, "Hey up, Bob, how at ya?" Now you'll know what that means.
Yeah.
And I used to reply, "All right, how at ya?" And he used to say, "Aye, all right." Now it was so foreign to anybody outside Yorkshire, isn't it? Yeah. But that's a common expression.
I mean, when I was young, I couldn't understand some of the old people.
No,
because they were so.
It was such a thick accent.
Yeah, the accent was so thick. You had no idea what no idea what they were talking about.
Right.
Because you couldn't get it in your head.
Well, we use a lot of Old English in Yorkshire dialect. It's like
I use Old English a lot, Bobby.
Yeah,
you know that, don't you?
Like I'll be in pub and I'll say it's that turn, it's their turn. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's that.
Or I'll say Ben instead of Babby.
Yeah,
and you do it automatically, don't you?
You do.
I mean, I was talking to a lad about a Yorkshire welcome. What the words mean? Like, I might bump into you, Paul, and I'll go, "Now then, you're right." Now, hey up. Now, what does hey up mean? It's just a term to get. Well, you can say "hi," but it's a term to get your attention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey up, and now then. Now that's
funny enough. I was talking to my brother this morning, and
is that the one that does your head in?
Yeah. And I was just reading that comment. Sorry. So I was speaking to him this morning, and I'm having a bit of difficulty getting my ass out of bed. Do you know I'm stuck on Egyptian PT, so I can't get up. And anyway, he phoned me about 9:30, and he said, "Are you up?" I said, "Yeah, I am actually." He said, "Well, get your kegs on and come round because I need you."
Kegs, aye.
Get your kegs on.
That's an old word, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
anybody who doesn't know kegs is your pants. Get your pants on.
Yeah. Kegs.
Kelsey says my dad still says "silly."
Yeah. Lots of people do.
And all it means is "see ya."
Yeah. different.
Yeah, it depends. I suppose it depends. Oh, Sithy, yeah, Sithy. It's just depends where he come from. I mean, I think both you and me struggle a little bit with people who come from places like Wombwell in Barnsley and that.
Yeah.
They are really thick, that accent, isn't it? But I went to school with a lad from Wombwell. He was new to area and had brought him in. I remember that he had a snotty nose and nobody wanted to sit next to him. And I ended up putting him next to me. He was one of them that always has a snotty nose. And nobody could understand him. And I ended up picking up his, how he spoke. And they'd come to me, or when he said out, he'd say, "What did they say, Bobby? What did he say?" I said, "He's only from that road, South Yorkshire."
Yeah.
It's such, yeah.
It is. It is. It's mate, it's not so much nowadays, is it? It's
I mean, in Yorkshire,
flattening out a bit now.
yeah. But I mean, I've always seen as like North Yorkshire's posh part of Yorkshire, and East and West Yorkshire are similar dialect. We sound similar, and South Yorkshire's the broad, the strong accent, Yorkshire accent. That's how I think. That's how I picture it.
Yeah.
You won't call them North South. You'll call them ridings. You like to call them ridings, and there's only 3.
I do. I call them ridings.
And there's only 3, isn't there, Paul? Not 4.
There is, yeah. There's only 3 ridings of Yorkshire.
Yes.
Always has been, always will be, and it'll never change. You can't change. You can't be like Trump and decide you're going to change a pig in name or somewhere. And then everybody follows on and said, yeah, okay. We'll change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and Google straight away changed it.
Yeah.
It's all about.
Kelsey says, my favourite Yorkshire phrase is "wine me ass." I don't even know how to spell it, but it means useless. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It means that you're bloody rubbish. You're bloody rubbish. Give up. Wine me ass.
That cousin of mine that, passed away not long ago, and I came and saw you on the day.
Yeah.
He was a right thick Yorkshire accent.
Right.
And the last time we got together, we were going to go down the road to the pub, and he says, well, I can't say how he says it, but come on and get your skates on, because Shara will be here in a minute. Shara,
aye.
I haven't heard that for bloody ages.
Shara-bang.
Bloody Shara.
Aye, Shara-bang. It's an old bus. Aye.
Speak properly.
Shara-bang.
Good.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. My dad were a very I don't know what you'd say, how he'd say it, but he were a bit educated, my dad, and he were one of these fellas that wore a tie every day, but he wasn't an office worker. But he were always keen. His dad had told him clean shoes, clean fingernails, and all that, and he passed it down to me, and he used to play hell with slang language. He said that's not speaking right. And
aye.
And he once said to me, walking down the street though, me and my sister, I was only about 10, 11 years old, and I said something broad, and he clipped me right then, and he says, don't speak like that. That is not correct English. It's slang. And then he said, turn to me mother, and he went, by heck, a bloody cut, the buttons dropped off my coat.
Aye. Yeah, well, you don't do as I do. You do as I say.
Yeah. My mum once put it in my aunt head, and she said that. And pass it, on front shopping day, my job was to get the shopping and pass it down. We'd keep it in top at cellar head because it was always cold there. We'd keep all the stuff in there. And I'm passing her one day, and she clipped me out. Look, I said, what was that for? She says, because what I said. I says, I didn't say out wrong. She says, well, speak up next time.
Yeah, Kels, that's another one.
And it's
another one. The ones to Spice and Stapney. Long time since I've seen one of them.
Aye.
Oh.
Instead of have your cake and eat it.
Yeah.
They want spice and halfpenny. Aye.
You got to say it with the accent, don't you? That's the thing. It doesn't look when you type it, when you write it out, it looks stupid. But when you say it with the accent,
if you try and read it, sometimes you can't read it, and
it makes sense.
we used to go down to chip oil.
Yeah.
Chip oil. My father would say, "Put wood in oil."
Yeah.
If I left door,
we used to have 3 pubs on the road from Morley down to Elland Road.
Yeah.
And the 3 pubs were called Top Oil, Middle Oil, and Bottom Oil.
we've got a top oil and a bottom oil in a village just up road from us.
Yeah.
Aye. And they always say, but what was it? In our town, we'd got old pack horse and new pack horse.
Yeah.
And they were across road from each other. Now, new pack horse is gone now, but back in the day, if anybody come round and say which is best to go in, it were always better to go in the old pack horse, which were conflicting about with name. He was like,
yeah,
if you want a good night, go in old pack horse. If you don't, go in new pack horse. It were always weird how you put it back to front. But aye, there were some right names of pubs, weren't there?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I remember doing Tetley Pub Hunt. Were you in pub game then?
I don't know.
Do you remember Tetley Pub Hunt?
I probably do. I don't.
You got a card and you got it stamped every time you had a...
Yeah, but you've got to be a Tetley man, haven't you?
Oh, well, yeah. But everybody went daft on it.
Well, it's like supping piss, isn't it?
Well, it was one of the biggest bitters, wasn't it, in West Yorkshire at one time?
Well, I'm not from West Yorkshire, am I?
Anyway, you're not listening. Anyway, I'm going back to early 80s. They brought this card out, and you got a stamp every time we went to pub and got a pint of Tetley's and stamp it. And once you got 12 on this card, you sent it off and they give you a T-shirt.
Yeah. I remember. I do remember it.
Yeah,
I do.
Everybody were at it. Everybody wanted a T-shirt. But they were huge. They used to be at Leeds, the brewery.
I know. I went round it a couple of times.
And they kept a Shire horse there, a big bloody Shire horse. What they used to do to promote the brewery and the beer, they'd bring the Shire horse out and bring cart out, and fella would dress up in old traditional stuff, and he'd drive round Leeds city centre.
Yeah,
I think it was like once a week they'd do it.
I know they used to deliver once or twice with the dray.
Yeah,
horse and dray, and
yeah, I don't even
only close. You want.
Well, them bloody Shire horses are huge, aren't they?
Big buggers, aren't they?
Oh, scary.
But
I've seen it a few times because I'm not far from Leeds, and I could be driving through and it'd be coming on road with fella. But them days have gone, haven't they? All them days.
Yeah. I worked for Sam Smith's, and they had 6 white Shire horses.
Right.
Bloody 6 of the buggers.
Yeah.
They would actually deliver bloody miles away.
Right.
With the Shire horses.
Yeah.
Dray on back, pull up with wooden barrels, and off they'd go for the day.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
But originally, that's how it were all done, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was either brought on canal or horses pulled it along.
Yeah.
Even Shire horses worked on canal, didn't they? Pull him to...
They did, yeah. I once went onto the canal and pulled.
Did you?
Yeah, a long time ago that was.
Was she a nice lass?
Yeah, she was. Carlos, they are very powerful, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was a Bobby Dazzler, to say the least.
Aye, back in the day, we had a lot of slag heaps around here, and I'm not talking about women. Because every village had a bloody mine.
Yeah.
Head. It were all that.
But he did.
It was that.
We didn't have that. We didn't have that across where I am. You see, we didn't have pits. We're not a pit.
No, well, it seems won't go on
we're
it.
Not a pit county. We don't have coal billows. We have chalk.
Well, that's it. And the collapse anyway near coast would have pit. It's too soft, a bit like folk.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm trying to remember. We did have some mines, and I can't remember what they were.
Right. But it was either when I left school, you either went down pit or went into textiles. That was your choice.
Yeah.
And all the village, you might have in a town, you might have 3 big industries, and all the town would work in one of them 3. And at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you could hear bloody whistle going. They'd all come walking out. They were all jumping in cars. They'd all be walking down the street, and same with pitch. You'd hear them, and God, I know it's sad, but in '70s, it'd be nothing to see on news. Nothing unusual to see on news that a pitch had collapsed. Men had been lost.
Yeah, no.
It was sad, wasn't it? They risked a lot, did them lads?
Yeah, it's. I don't think I'd have. I don't think I was cut out to go down the mine.
You were cut out for entertainment business, making sure them bloody suitcases got to the right hotel.
Yeah, that's what I was cut out to do. Be a gopher.
What did they call them lads? You said there were a name for them.
But well, do you know the name's gone? I was just going to say the name that they've given them in Brid. They've called them Barra Boys in Brid, but we weren't called Barra Boys. And the name's gone out my head, Bobby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember you told me the other week, and
I can't remember the name. Barra Boys implies everybody had a barra, but we didn't. So I know one lad who had a pram. He used to use a bloody pram.
Did you work for your son, or did you have a leader that said
no, you worked for yourself. You did it
first in, first served.
Yeah. But we were young kids. It wasn't a case of pushing and shoving, and and besides that, when the holiday makers on a Saturday hit the town in the train, that they want enough of us to carry all the bloody cases.
Oh, so there was plenty.
Because there were bloody huggings of people coming. So I had a fairly big cart, trolley, barrow, whatever you want to call it, and I'd get 3 or 4 different people with their cases, and then I'd ask them where they're going, and I'd get 3 or 4 of them that are going around about the same area. Then off we pop.
Right.
And as we're going along, I'm saying, if you go down there, the harbour's over there, and if you go over that way, you're down to the seaside. Your best bet for the fish and chips is over there, and a bit of bullshit and whatever. And then
pacify your mind.
Yeah, you'd get them to where they're going, and they give you 10 bob.
Yeah.
And then they'd say, "Will you be doing it next week?" And I say, "Yeah, do you want me to pick you up?" And I go and pick them up on the following Saturday because they came for a week.
Yeah.
So they came in on a Saturday morning and they left on a Saturday morning. So, yeah, it's... then on a Sundays, because we didn't get trains coming in on a Sundays, holiday makers, because they didn't come on Sundays. But the Sharras came on Sundays, So you'd do the stations where they came in, and of course you've got 40, 50 people on there, so you do them as well. Boom, boom, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So you get
enterprising.
Well, you get 15, 20 quid on a Saturday, easy. Yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I know some who only got half a crown, but I mean, I worked at it.
Well, that's it.
I worked at it basically because my mum was basically a single mother looking after us all. So I just got my money, went home, give my mother all my money and said, just look after me during the week. If I want out, I knew I could say to her, "Oh, I want this." And she'd say, "Yeah, go and get it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it teaches you at an early age that, you've got responsibilities in life.
Responsibilities, discipline.
Yeah. And,
it's a good learn. I mean, I did a paper round, and I took the paper round on that note.
Well.
I
Oh,
took the paper round on from hell.
I used to hate paper rounds.
Well, nobody wanted morning ones. They all wanted afternoon after school. And I took this morning one on, and I'm not joking. It was a bloody hill, 3 in 1. Bloody it was like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, I got common sense to start at top of the hill and come down. But it went down. I went down, and when I got to the bottom, I had to go.
Let's go in a cough and come back up.
No, I had to go up another hill. And I used to do all that before school.
Yeah.
And I once blobbed, and he went by me, the news agent, because what he used to do, you see, he wanted crime wasn't as bad, I should have said in them days, and he'd leave a big bundle of papers in a bag for me on the wall at one of the houses.
Yeah.
I'd just do that, but that gave me discipline. It did.
I can quite honestly say I hated doing the paper round.
Did you?
Because it was all right in summer when the weather was nice, but when it was pissing down in winter, you come home soaked to the bloody skin, cold, hungry, wet. You know, it was shite.
Yeah, it's
so that's basically why I didn't do paper rounds very long, because I know I could just do Saturdays and Sundays and have enough money to last me all week.
Yeah.
So I didn't bother about a paper round. And then on a Sunday afternoon, I used to go winkle picking.
All right.
And you used to get 10 bob for a bucket of winkles.
Right. And where did you go doing that?
Down on the beach.
Just on the beach?
Just on the beach, yeah. You know, so you knew where all the best places to go. You got to know where the best places to go. So you went winkle picking, and it's a lot of winkles that fit in a bucket. You'd have to get a bloody lot, but it was 10 bob for a bucket. And I'd do that on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's enterprise. You've got to. That's the best way to learn in life.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's all gone now. Is that now? I mean, I bet there's very few paper lads now, because papers don't sell the same.
I don't think you see many paper boys.
No,
it's grown men or women. They're grown up.
Right.
Those are the ones who are delivering papers.
Yeah, but
the young ones don't. They won't. 93% of them won't lower themselves.
I had something like 250 papers on my round. It was a lot. And I didn't do the weekends for a simple reason. I wasn't daft.
Yeah,
weekends
want there
on Sunday.
Sunday paper.
And Saturday sometimes they'd have all these supplements, free bloody magazines in. Oh, and that was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I wasn't big enough to bloody carry it bag, to be honest with that one. So I just stuck through the week. So I'd be up at 6 in the morning, do my round, and I'd get to go for the school bus at 8 o'clock. So I had a long day. But everybody
had a bus to go to schooling.
Yes, because nearest school for us were like 4 mile away.
Oh, right.
I lived in a small village.
Right. I'm going to say I didn't go to school in a bloody bus.
No.
I used to go to school in the kid catcher's car.
I've done that and all. I've had that one.
Because he used to come and pick me up off the harbour because I never went to school. My mum used to say, right, get to school, and I'd bugger off, and I'd walk down into town. And after a while, the kid catcher knew where to grab me, and because stupid me went to the same place every time.
Well, I once got spotted by police. I decided I wasn't going to school, and I stood out like a sore thumb in local village. What's he doing? He's the only kid in town. They're all at school. The police come past and spotted me. They picked me up, and I followed the school bus, and all the kids were on bus saying, "Why is Bobby in a police car? He's coming up to school, bringing him up to school." I was staff at there at that school, but I was dreading going home to see my mum.
Yeah, Shanks's pony for Carlos. Look, that's what we had. Shanks's
Shanks's
mate.
pony.
Oh, get away with you.
We used
That's
to
the
bin
way
the
to go.
papers in the old people's shoot.
Yeah, I didn't do that type of things. But like I said, I didn't do paper round for very long because I couldn't do with the cold
No.
weather and getting wet, and I couldn't do with all that shit. And
Yeah, and then when I was 15, I decided I wanted to do a bit of window cleaning.
oh
Well, I thought if I go around my paper route, they all know me.
yeah,
And I forgot about, and I didn't realise about the big hills. So I'd borrowed my dad's ladders, and the wooden ones.
oh God,
They heavy. I sweat like a polar pig going up and down that hill. And I give him once because I charged this fella £3 to do all his windows. And it was a big bloody mansion. There were bloody hundreds of windows. I was there for about 4 hours. So I thought, I'm doing this wrong. So I give in.
Yeah.
But like you say, as a kid, you're enterprising, aren't you? You've got to be, you can't just rely on.
Well, as a kid, we were enterprising.
Yeah, you can't.
Like you say, it's few and far between nowadays. You don't see many enterprising kids.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't know if you do, but I see.
No. EMS, how we doing? I hated my paper round. I had to walk miles, and the people used to moan the paper was creased when I. Hey, EMS, I had that. I had that all the time.
£10 a week. Wow.
Especially if you had a sharp paper letterbox and it snapped, it might catch corner paper. Oh, the play bloody hell! Or if it were raining, you would.
Oh, that was a nightmare, wasn't it? If it rained,
dry.
Bloody paper got wet. Oh God.
£10 a week. I wish I'd have got £10 a week when I did it.
Yeah, but you.
I think I got.
EMS is talking.
Right. I think I got about.
He isn't talking like
Bob
back in the day for us.
Right. Kelsey says my brothers all had paper rounds, but my dad wouldn't let me do mine on my own. I had to take my big brother with me and share money with him. Well, that's
dad's for you, isn't it?
That's a good dad. That's a good dad. He's thinking out for you, and you know what he's doing as well. He's learning your brothers to look out for you, which is what my dad did. Only problem is my sister was 4 years older than me, and when I got to 16 and I was going out, and I used to go to sneak into local nightclub. My sister had been there. My father would say, "Make sure you look out for her. Anybody tries it on with her, you sort them out."
Yeah.
Well, he had me feeding with lads at 20 years old.
Yeah.
She was a lot older than me. But I tell you what, I had to do it if I wanted to braid me.
Yeah, you got to stick up for your siblings, no matter what age you are and what age they are. You've got to stick up for them.
But I took a few hidings. But I mean, it's what you do, and that's all your dad's doing there, Kelsey. Is looking out for you, and he's learning your brother how to look after lasses, and that's important. That's important.
Yeah, Sunday papers, they were the killers. Definitely.
I won't be doing Sunday.
I think as far as I can remember, I maybe if I did a month doing the papers, that might be a little bit longer than I actually did.
Look, Carlos,
but
Kelsey, he was bloody soft with Paul, wasn't he? We all did the paper rounds. Look at him. He didn't want it, did he? He was too bloody soft for it, wasn't he?
I didn't want a paper round because I didn't want to get pigging wet.
No, that's no excuse, is it?
It isn't really. But saying that, like I said earlier, I didn't need to do a paper round because I could earn enough on a Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
That got, I didn't need to buy anything.
No, you got it covered.
So my outgoings were covered as such. So you don't do something. But I mean, I don't know if you can remember, the milkmen.
Oh, yes.
And not the ones in the electric trolley, electric car things. I can't remember what you call them.
The electric carts.
No, not electric cart. The car one. I used to do on a Monday morning. It was because it was
Milk
my mother's brother's son or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was a milkman, and he used to start at 5:30 in the morning with an electric trolley thing cart.
Right.
I used to go and help him on that, and I thought, oh, how can people do this kind of a job?
No, I didn't. We used to. Well, every day you got milk, didn't you?
Yeah,
Go
delivering
down,
bloody milk.
and there were milkman a drop off every house. There's no trust now. You see, no, you can't.
No, you wouldn't leave milk on your doorstep nowadays, would you?
But
Because
and I remember in winter,
tour rag would be nicking it.
you'd have birds picking up silver foil at top.
Yeah,
Or you'd have, in winter it'd freeze and
it'd
pop
freeze,
out.
and all the cream would come out the top,
Aye, yeah.
and you'd be there with your little silver top, looked
Aye.
like a snowman with the silver head.
Everybody used to use milkman, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, he used to come round on a Friday night to pay bill. He come round, knock on your door.
Same as Popman.
Yeah, Popman would say.
Popman, Popman used to come round.
Our milkman, he'd come round on a Friday and he'd have his wagon and his van, and he'd be selling eggs and yogurts and all sorts out of them.
Yeah.
I think everybody were enterprising, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they were.
Carlos said we used to go collect the milk money before the milkman used to do enough to buy us 10 fags. That was easy money. Well, you'll remember, Paul, when they had cigarette machines on outside wall.
Yeah, well, yeah, I remember going to
I remember
the local shop for 2 Park Drive.
Yes, yeah. You could get
and I was 13, 14 years old. Just go around the corner, get 2 Park Drive.
Yeah. Well, on machine by us, you could get 5 Park Drive, and stuck to packet was 5 matches stuck to the packet.
Yeah.
Taped it on. And there were chewing gum machines and all, weren't there? Remember chewing gum machines?
Used to have on London Underground. They used to have cig machines like that.
Yeah.
That would come out, and you'd have matches.
Yeah, stuck to them.
On them.
But how long would a cig machine last now? Well,
oh God,
they wouldn't have got back into wagon, would they?
Apparently, Carlos was a tow rag.
Hey, there's not being wrong with being a tow rag, is there?
No, there isn't.
As long as you know,
enterprising as well. You see, so you can't knock it, can you?
No, as long as you know, that's all good and well.
Yeah.
It's those that say they don't. Woodbines, yeah, and the match.
Woodbines, yeah, and Capstan full strength.
Oh yeah, Capstan.
They give you a bit of a cough.
Yeah, there were no filters, you see.
No
filters.
I think the first time I saw a filter was Embassy came out with filters.
They were big name, weren't they? Embassy,
yeah, Embassy filters.
Benson and Edges and all those.
Well, Benson Edges was more of a
posher. They were posher anyway, because used to have.
So according to Bibby, we've got some monkey hangers in. So we can't have that. I can't see any monkey hangers in the queue. He must be seeing something different than me. Unless he.
What's a monkey hanger?
A monkey hanger. Don't you know what a monkey hanger is?
No.
All right. Okay.
I'll leave you with monkey hangers.
It's up further up. And I can't remember exactly where it is. Hartlepool, Cateshead, somewhere around there. They were called monkey hangers.
Right, I'm with you. But yeah, you're right, Carlos.
Those are not monkey hangers. I'll have you know.
You could buy 2 Woodbines, and get a match stuck to packet.
Yeah.
And like he says there, if it would have buggered if it were windy, because you can't afford to lose matches. I think you only got enough to light them.
Yeah.
You're all northern to me.
Anyway, baby, anything north of Watford, Gat's bloody north to you, isn't it? Northerners. But yeah, so I mean, you could go and get a single cig
Yeah.
Just go into the shop and I
Yeah.
just want one capstan or one embassy or whatever. They all you could get them all singles.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, but now you can't even buy a 10 packet.
No,
They've gone. I mean, main fags with filter, I think, were embassy blue and embassy red, weren't they?
yeah, but like I said, back in the day when they first started putting stuff on the end of cigs, what we call them now, filters. You didn't have all these cigarettes. You didn't have big choices.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
But
cigarettes, they didn't have king size. Now standard
no,
cigarette.
it's just a bloody cigarette.
They were just a small cigarette.
Yeah. And none of these, I can remember my first pack of crush proof. They called them crush proof. When you got cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the new crush proof pack that opened up at the top. And we used to fucking squash them and say, well, they're not fucking crush proof, are they? What's it all about?
Well, Bibby's right there. He says you need to take out a mortgage to smoke nowadays. They're about
you
15,
do, yeah.
About 15 quid a packet, aren't they?
I think that, I don't know. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if they are more than that, quite honestly.
Something like that. Depending what you smoke.
Bloody ridiculous.
Can you imagine what that costs if they smoke 20 a day?
Oh, God.
It's a mortgage. It's a mortgage, like bloody Bibby says.
It's I don't know. It's crackers. It's total and utter crackers. But
yeah, you're right. You're right, Kelsey. I'm not quite up to date with price.
Yeah, 20 quid. There you go. Look.
Yeah.
20 quid for a packet of cigs. Oh, it's a bloody nightmare.
They don't want to smoking, you see, do they?
Yeah, and I'm sat here and we're talking about cigs, and I could bloody eat one.
Could you?
Oh, if somebody said to me, "Do you want a cig?" I'd take it.
How long is it since you smoked?
Oh, quite a while. But I'm on these vapey things.
Vapes, right?
Yeah, but they're going to start taxing them next year, aren't they? The vapes.
Well,
so they'll start going up. Stupid prices. But Spiky, good evening.
Big shout out, Spiky Speaks Out.
Spiky Speaks Out. Go across people and have a look at Spiky's channel. A great little channel is that. Carlos says he said a point there that I remember, and people don't leave the milk money out anymore. They don't.
No, you wouldn't do, would you? It's like leaving, I don't know. It's like if you want something taken away, you get a box and you put your crap in the box and you seal it up to make it look like a parcel. Then they come and nick the pissing parcel and it's gone.
But Kelsey was a bit of a bugger, wasn't she, when she was younger? Have you read that? My dad smoked silk cut, so I used to put sellotape.
Yeah, I used to put sellotape over those flaky things at the end, because half the time, when you got to like number 6 and things like that,
yeah.
Well, you needed a pair of bellows up your backside to
forget about them. Players number 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, bloody.
Yeah, silk cut. Like
silk cut. You needed bellows, didn't you?
We used to cut the filter out. Well, I never smoked silk cut. Were they mild?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so them days are gone again. Thank you, thank you, Spiky. That's a nice thing to say.
So there you go. There's
we've had a moan tonight. We've had a bloody moan tonight, Paul.
We have, haven't we? Kelsey's put up a link there for you to go to Spiky Speaks Out.
Yes. Go have a look. He does some quality work.
8 months. Well, he's out in less than 8 months, matey. We're in February now. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Oh, yeah, 8 months. I do apologise.
Well, this time last year, it were all up in the air, so...
We were thinking 10 years.
everybody was talking bollocks, weren't they? And I don't like swearing, but everybody was talking bollocks on here, saying he's going to get bloody 10 years. And
Well, I honestly thought he'd get 10 years. I'd resigned myself to the fact he'd get 10 years. That's why I went and nicked his PC.
oh, that's right. You're going to have to give that back, aren't you?
I have to give him it back, so I have to clean it all back up again. All the crap I've got on it that's mine. Take it all off.
If Levi is this,
Take all the porn I've got off.
I want a message to Levi. If he hears this, I think you should give that computer to Grandad because of all that he's done for you. He's done a heck of a lot for you, Levi.
He won't be listening to this, mate.
And when he comes out, first thing I'm going to tell him, don't you dare take that off, Grandad. You can go bloody get your own.
Yeah, maybe I've just said I need to remove all my porn, mate. I don't want my young grandson looking at the same kind of stuff I like. Well, he bought.
Well, they didn't do not for me. Them days have gone.
They don't me because
if wife wants her fruity night, she's to book it. She books it. Gives me a fortnight notice.
Oh, you said she uses a bucket then. I thought, how do you do that? A biscuit tin, maybe, but not a bucket. I'm not that one.
She gives me a fortnight's notice and I'm happy. But other than that, I can't. I'm not spontaneous anymore like you are when you were a kid. Getting excited on bus.
Carlos can't raise a smile.
Can't raise a smile.
Anyway, people, it's 8 o'clock. And I know I was a few minutes late, but it's still 8 o'clock.
So, Kelsey, when you see Grandad or you speak to him next, give him a slap on legs.
Yeah, you can give me a right good slap.
Because you thought it was Tuesday and we'd already did it.
I really did. It won't happen again. I do apologise. I just don't know what happened. Anyway.
It's one of them things. Anyway, Sean, who's that there? Sean, I can't see it name. Free check, he says.
Shane Ward.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, Shane.
Nice. Right, I'll just say thank you everybody who's turned up. It's been great again. I've enjoyed this hour. I enjoy this hour every week. We have a good old chat. We've had a bit of a rant tonight. I blame Paul because
because I rant all the time.
Because he can be grumpy and it rubs off sometimes. But hey,
a ranter.
But really, he's a lovely fella. He don't believe all he says. And I'll catch you all next week.
I'm nice to know. Once you get to know me, I'm nice. Anyway, so Bobby's...
I'll let Paul take over now.
So Bobby said his goodbyes, and I will just say we'll just play the boy out for a minute.
Please leave a comment. The stream's about to finish. Leave your comment. Refresh the page. Leave a comment. You can't leave one now. You have to refresh it as soon as it's ended. Please do that. Respect.
Yeah, so folks, just go down below there. Click the like button because it does help. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You know, you don't have to give it a thumbs up. You can give it a thumbs down if you want. Don't make any difference to me, but it helps.
I'll leave with Carlos's message. Sithy.
I'll sithy all, and it's a good night from me, and it's a good night from him, and TTFN. Live long and prosper.
Have a great week, folks.
Ooh, miss.